Hey guys, so back with another quick video. What I'm about to do is what I'm in the middle of doing and shooting how you could mount this youth box on the back of the Pajero legally, right? That's going to be a separate video which will come out in a couple of weeks. So when I do that, the biggest problem is I'm going to cover up the tail lights, the whole assembly, and the license plate as well. So you would think that you could have a set of legal you could have a set of repeater lights, right? And then you could straight away power those from the trailer plug that's over there, right? The problem is that this car does not have a reverse output on that trailer plug, as in it does not light up the reverse light on the respective pin on the trailer plug, which is okay if you're just towing a trailer, because legally you don't need to have a reverse light wired up in a camper trailer, caravan, or any kind of a trailer in Australia. So, but since this box is going to be directly mounted on the car and it's considered part of the car, you can't not have a reverse set of lights. So I need to find a way to power up or bring out a reverse signal through that pin, right? So what I have done is I have found that there is this pin, right, on the back of the Pajero that tells the trailer ECU what to do. So in my case, it's that is the ECU. That's SST 400G trailer lamp ECU. Your trailer ECU might be different. It could have an entirely different wiring setup. So in my case, it's just this one going into the ECU, and ECU has its own power supply, and so it's reading this signal from the car and it's outputting its own signal into the trailer plug over there, right? So the reason for that is if you just tapped in directly to the lighting setup, you could draw too much current and you could trip the circuit. Right, so if you have your if you have too many lights in your caravan or camper van, you might not be able to directly tap into the car's lighting circuit. That's why you have an ECU with its own supply from the battery. So when it sees a signal through this port, right, it's going to output its own current into the trailer plug, depending on what the car is doing at the moment, right? But the problem is this one, and I've checked all the pinouts, this one does not have a signal for the reverse light. Yeah, I don't know why it does not. So what I have done is I have removed the tail lamp assembly. As you can see, it's just that you have removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, and pull the whole thing out. So this will come in separately, and you can pull out so it will come out. So you have a couple of pins here, so 1, 2, 3 pins, and this one just slides out, so you can pull out the whole assembly towards you. The whole thing will come out. So what I have done is I have tapped, so this is a very rudimentary temporary setup at the moment. I'm just checking the wiring. I have tapped into the circuit of the reverse light. That's the positive. You only need the positive, you don't need the negative, because it already has the negative already. And bring in that one into, so this is my ECU harness. So this you'll have to look up your own wiring diagram for your ECU, but in my case I figured out that this is the reverse signal input into the ECU. So what I have done is I have brought in the signal from the light, the reverse light of the car, into the reverse input of the ECU as in the trailer ECU, right? So when this one sees that signal, it's gonna light up the respective reverse pin on the trailer plug, which is over there, right? So this is how you're gonna do. Otherwise, if you were to go straight from the light to the pin, and if you drew too much current on the reverse lights, you could trip the circuit. That's why I didn't want to go through. I didn't want to go directly from the light to the plug, so I went through the ECU, right? I hope that's clear. So I'm gonna solder everything up and put some electrical tape on it, and then plug everything back in. Yeah, so I'll put a picture. I've got this tester here. I'll put a picture. So this third light, as you can see, is the auxiliary versus reverse signal. So if the third one lights up, that means we have the reverse signal, right? I hope that's clear. Otherwise, just leave your thoughts on the comments. I'll see if I can answer as I go along. All right, see you guys. Thank you. Also, a quick tip on how you could get any kind of a wire through any kind of a rubber grommet is what you can do is get yourself a welding rod, a stick, and smash it with the hammer. Just so you only have the core, the actual welding rod, and use a heat shrink, and I only have two hands. Use a heat shrink and put the welding rod in one end and the wire on the other end, and use the rod to pass through the rubber grommet like this. So yeah, that's the heat shrink and the cable, and hammered down welding rod. So yeah, it will last a couple of runs, but yeah, but you still have to be careful with it. But yeah, it will last a couple of runs, right?